Thomas.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, awesome, bud. Yourself?
Excellent.
A lot going on at the moment, hey?
Yes, enormous amount of work. I didn't think that would be that much. That would take that much time.
So you've invested a lot of time, and what we're talking about is the Empower for this year. This, I believe, is your third one.
Yes, it is.
And the other two were a success. So we're hoping to get some good attendance at this one this year.
Well, this one here, I thought it was very special. Coming out of COVID, the flood, the fire, a lot of people have had issues in, financial issues, mentally or physically, emotionally. I thought we better really put something special. And so I managed to get a selection of 7 top speakers.
Yeah, wow. And you do have some really, really, A-grade speakers. Wayne Bennett, Ray Price, Michael Butner, Mark Nichols, Amanda Gore, Ziggy Gordon, and Joel Keegan.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go through those in a bit more detail soon. But I wanted to ask you about, you said Australia's gone through a lot recently.
Yeah.
I find
we know, you know too, right? Because,
everyone.
You had to sit from outside saying hello to your dad for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was inside his retirement home. And
that's it.
You couldn't even hug him, your children. I mean, you tell me how many generations have done that.
Yeah, not many, mate. Not many. And yeah, Australians have gone through a lot. And you hit the nail on the head when you said, first it was fire, then it was floods, and then it was bloody, fever, for want of another word.
Yeah.
The COVID. So do you think generally Australians tend to keep to themselves, maybe retreat a bit into their cave when times get a little bit tough and they don't reach out when they should?
Not only there, it is true. It is true because the Aussies have been brought up like to be tough,
right?
And if you have a problem, you handle it yourself. You man up, if you will.
Yep.
Especially men. Hence, they say that, for example, the high incidence of prostate cancer in Australia, apparently it's one of the highest in the world. And they say that it's mainly because men would rather push it under the carpet than having to deal with that issue.
Right.
So when we're having a good time, I think we all love to share, but when we're going through a bit of hard time, it's so difficult to get one person to open up. And I think that is time to change. I think that coming out of this now, we're going to have to really recreate this kind of sense of unity in Australia.
Yeah.
To say that, hey, the "are you okay" is nothing bad. It's not a weakness.
Yeah.
It's just a sense of connection.
So do you think that doing a seminar like this will allow people to quietly listen, whether they don't have to be actively there at the conference, at the seminar, or we know that it's via Zoom as well?
Yes.
So we can reach out to a lot of people that way. Do you think that would entice a lot of people maybe that would not usually join in?
Well, I hope so, Chris. The session has been really endorsed by Zoom. And Michael Chetner, who's the director of Asia Pacific Zoom, he loved the project so much that he thought, no, you know what, mate, whatever you need, I'll help you with. And I can't believe that a guy like this just gave people the authorization to attend almost live from the comfort of their lounge.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful thing, is that because of COVID and because we don't have unlimited seats, there's going to be a specific number of people inside the room. But how great is it that someone just open it to everybody else's lounge? That's fantastic opportunity.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And that's what I think a bit of Australia is about. The company's done very well. Zoom's done very well through the COVID period. However, now they're looking at avenues to give back to the community, which I think is fantastic.
Yes, and this is the most amazing thing. I said to him, can I have your logo so I can put on some things? He didn't even ask for it.
Yeah, wow.
To him, if he could do it and
there was
remain
no
anonymous,
agenda.
there is no problem. And I think this is the thing that I believe we should do, is to once a year at least create something special for Australians. To do a few things. One, to remind them that we are all interconnected.
Yeah.
That we need to actually learn to give. And give means doing something for others without an agenda or expecting anything in return.
Yeah. I'll dig a little bit deeper on that. Most of us know you're not an Australian by birth.
No.
Most of your childhood was spent either in Vietnam or Belgium.
Mainly in Belgium.
Mainly in Belgium. And you come here when you were 19, 20, is that right?
20.
Okay, 20 years of age.
Yeah. And
See-
I'm probably the only Vietnamese who can't eat with chopsticks.
And I've witnessed that. Absolutely, that's true. Why are you so passionate about giving back?
Gee, man, I had a talk just lately with Leonard Hemming, who used to be a footballer as well, and who does a lot now for the Aborigines and people about suicide and things like this. And I could hear in his voice that the guy is passionate about people. Same thing as me. I'm so passionate about people. I think it is the subject of study that will never stop. I also believe that this is the land where my children, your children, are going to be living for the rest of their lives too. So why aren't we spending at least a few weeks of our lives to set up maybe a better future for all of them?
Yeah, great point. Great point. Now, we touched on previously about, people going through hard times and so forth. And some of these speakers are going to share their struggles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ray Price, for one.
Yes.
Those of you who don't know, he was a professional footballer, represented Parramatta. He was the captain for quite a few years from memory. He was playing when I was a child. I remember watching him on the football field. His story is quite interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know.
No, and I think that I will leave it for people to discover that. But for the moment, he's battling something else. However, the mindset that the guy has is just crazy.
Wow.
He was telling me in a phone conversation just 3 days ago, do you know what, Thomas? My doctors just told me that my liver's failing. And I told him, I can't feel it. So don't tell me about things like this, because it's my liver and I can't even feel it. Therefore, you must be wrong. And I'm thinking, what a great way of living life. To me, it's almost a stoic. It's almost like, well, we all die, but not everybody lives.
Yes, yeah, good point. A lot of people that may have struggled through those, as I said, like through those issues that we've had in last year, really assimilating with those people of notoriety and saying, shit, they've gone through it, and I'm struggling with a similar thing. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. Yeah. There is something positive to look at.
I think that one of the biggest things, Chris, is not only there is a light, but you can't get a solution by remaining inside your little tank. What you need to do is to go out there and at least put your hand out and listen. Grab a ticket, listen, and if you get one word, one line on one idea that can either change the way you think now or inspire you to the next level, because I don't think that Empower is about something for people who've got an issue. It's not for that. It is a session that I've decided we need to create on a yearly basis that will just provide people who are seeking inspiration and some kind of empowerment so that they can make life better. Now, this is what I'm just thinking. If 1% of Australians can just increase their ability by 1%, do you know how much more we have created? How much better this country would be?
Yeah. As we said before, there's quite a few speakers.
Yes.
There's quite a few speakers. We've got Wayne Bennett. He's obviously...
Well, we don't need to talk about
we don't need to talk about Wayne Bennett. Those of you who don't know who he is, go and look him up. But it'll be an amazing speech, I think. Amanda Gore. Tell us a bit about Amanda Gore.
Well, if you look at Amanda Gore, this is a story of a lady who has been fighting in the world of men, right?
Wow.
Where speakers were mainly men back in her days. And still, not only she made it, but she made it in the toughest land in America, where she's got a very big following. And what she has created was a book on joy. And I think that her ability to come and share with us some of her ideas about how to find joy, how to recover joy, how to deal with joy is going to be an amazing gift. Because I think that what we all focus on lately has been how to avoid anxiety. Do we have masks? Don't we have masks? Is the border going to close? Am I going to get my job? What if they just change things now? Are they going to do anything? That's all we're getting.
Yeah.
No wonder people can't look at joy. All they're looking at it is, be careful.
Am I doing it right now?
Something's going to happen, right? And we don't need that kind of anxiety to be the legacy of a COVID-19.
Yep.
I think if we were to beat COVID, it's not about beating COVID physically. It is about beating COVID because we've used it to propel ourselves and our psyche into the next level.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And I've met Mark Nichols, who's another speaker. He's an absolute gentleman, absolute gentleman.
The most humble guy.
Mr. Resilience, I think we called him,
Yes,
wasn't it?
Mr. Resilience. I call him the humble man. He's
amazing bloke, amazing guy. And Michael Butner, again, another footballer, ex-footballer.
Yeah, I think that Michael Butner is going to be a very entertaining speaker.
Yeah.
He is just full of jokes, and we say it in French, joie de vivre, you know,
showmanship.
He's got that zest of life.
Right.
You know, I had lunch with him and Joel Keegan, and mate, he was bouncing in his seats. He was out there with ideas, and he would tell you things. And when you leave him, you can't help but feel great about yourself.
Yeah.
That is the amazing gift that Michael has.
It's exciting to come, and I know we've spoken about this, that I'm bringing my kids and
Yes.
my wife.
Yes.
I believe you're going to bring all
my
your
kids.
children on, or the
Yes,
family
absolutely.
along.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of people can get a lot of things out. And there's a few other speakers we haven't spoken about. Joel Keegan. Now, I don't know Joel. I mean, ex-boxer, and he's now a boxing trainer.
I would say that Joel is probably a bit of a younger version of Wayne.
Okay.
Is that Joel is very private. Who he is only matters to himself.
Yeah.
And Joel is a person who will show you that it doesn't matter where you come from. Like he's grown up in a family where alcohol was around all the time, and alcohol was used as an instrument for negativity.
Yeah, right.
And still he managed to conquer that. Yeah. And still he managed to find the best in himself. He is now running a boxing organization up in Gosford.
Okay.
And he has helped many young kids turn their lives around. He's actually also created many champions.
Wow.
Yes, and I believe that as we speak right now, he is training the up-and-coming box champion in one of the category I forgot. Man, don't ask me. He's probably going to say it on the day. And so the guy is so humble. But what he's bringing to the table is those sets of values that we have. You know, the Stoics, they say, don't blame your circumstances. What you have to do is to reach within and then find those values that will make you a better person. And I think that that's Joe.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got Ziggy Gordon, next Scottish football player.
Yeah, funny dude. Very passionate dude. A very strong guy. I think he's got a very good story. He couldn't fly home last year to get married.
Yep.
And his wife is from Poland. And they couldn't really do that with their family. Also last year, in the middle of the season, his team stopped paying him.
Wow.
And they asked him in not a very nice way to leave. And he still turned around and managed to win in a new team, the Sydney Wanderers. He still managed to win. I think this is the player of the year or the rookie. It's just amazing.
Wow.
You know, and I think that those are the individuals that I look up to, because we all have problems. If you don't have problems, there's only two things: you either stupid or you're dead. Okay, so we all have them. The thing is how we deal with the problems, and the problem in itself you can't control. But you can control your behavior versus the problem. And I think that that's what Ziggy will be bringing us.
I think a lot of these people will show adversity they've gone through and then show a lot, how to go through that at the end of the day. And as you said before, how they can impart that knowledge and help someone else do the same, whether we help 1, 2, 10, 100 people.
Yes.
So
sometimes you don't know who is going to hold that key. You know, when I first started this journey, the first part was to look for the speakers, and I found people who couldn't be there and would love to do it next year, and I found people who were a bit shy to do it this year, so had to prepare themselves, maybe sit in that room this year and do it next year.
Next year, right, okay.
But it was a great experience, is that you don't know where your teachers come from.
Yep.
But gee, they all taught me something amazing,
Wow.
every one of them.
Wow. Now, this has taken a lot of time and effort to put together.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And I know the girls behind the scenes and the boys have been doing a lot of work with media and trying to get the print stuff together and so forth. So the tickets would cost a fortune, right, to come to join this thing?
Yes, no. When I did this, I made sure there was free event.
Right.
So the ticket is free.
So what you're telling me is anyone who wants to come, we've got, I think it's 500 seats available at Hornsby RSL,
At
is
this
that
point
right?
in time.
At this point, we've got 500 seats?
Yes, if they change the rules, then they might give me more seats.
Okay. And you're telling me it's free, not a cost. It's going to cost you the petrol to show up.
It's going to cost you, even if you have a friend, it probably won't cost you.
Bum a lift off
But
someone.
do you know, the good thing is I think I want to do this because I believe in doing things first before you can talk about it.
Beautiful.
How do we talk about the art of giving if we don't even do it ourselves?
Right.
So I don't want it to cost anyone. Any cost that's been incurred, anything that's been paid, I'm doing it.
You're looking after
And
that.
through the foundation, we're doing it.
Awesome.
Okay? And all that we want is to just hit one target. And the target is not about money. The target is, can people change 1% of themselves?
Yeah.
Because if we can manage to do this, mate, that is the best repayment I could ever get.
Beautiful. So we've got a free event that you can come in person at Hornsby RSL.
Yeah.
Or as we said before, you can enjoy it from home via Zoom.
And all of that will happen live on the 15th of June.
Beautiful. Amazing. So if someone wanted a ticket, how do they go about jumping onto that?
Well, they can either go onto the QR code whenever they get a leaflet, or they can just go onto the
Wisebury Foundation website.
Yeah.
Or if they walk into a Wisebury office,
Hashtag Empower,
anyone in the Wisebury office, we're able to tell them about it.
Yes.
Our social media, it's also all on there. So if you want to get a ticket online, if you haven't got the QR code, wiseburyfoundation.org/empower. And you'll be able to register, get your ticket, or register online so you can watch it via Zoom. I would say it's well worth the trip to come in. I'm going to bring my kids. I think it's an event that they will get a lot out of. And even as Thomas said, even if it takes 1% away and it helps them change 1%, I think it's absolutely fantastic. We've got a few people that have helped us out putting this event together. And you said before, one of them is Zoom. Hornsby RSL.
Yes, Hornsby RSL has been very nice to donate that. Print Force has been very nice to help us with the printing. We have other organizations been very nice to gift some of their donation. I don't have a name here, but I probably will help them on the day.
Sure.
And the amazing thing when you're talking about this is I'm always dumbfounded to see how the little guys tend to do a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I've approached a small company. They didn't make much money during COVID.
Yeah.
And still they're the one who decided to give us and donate 1,000 elastic band.
Oh, the wristbands with Empower written on them. Wow.
So that people would have that not only as a souvenir, but sometimes as a
reminder
of a day, of the day that they found that zest of inspiration. You know, to me, I'm dumbfounded, mate, that people can actually find the time and do this. You talk about this. Ray Price is, for me, the hero. I look at the guy, he's battling his issue for the moment. And do you know what he said to me when I asked him? He said, you know what, Thomas? We ought to give back as much as we can as all blokes. But not only that, as sports people, we ought to give back to our fans. We don't give enough.
Yeah.
And it's almost to me like a man in search of some kind of legacy. He's sort of trying to say, listen, if I can just help anyone now, all right, I'll do it. You tell me. So this guy, I'm going to get him to come from tweet heads.
Wow.
Right? To speak for an hour. And then we're actually putting him on the plane to fly back to his wife.
That afternoon?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just crazy. So you look at that, that's when you go, well, the art of giving is alive.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if there's people listening to us and they want to, apart from just joining in and coming to the seminar, how can they help us?
Well, they can help by calling our Wisebury offices and offer to help. Or they can really write to charity@wisebury.com.au, charity@wisebury.com.au, and talk to us.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good beginning.
I think on a real basic level for anyone that's listening today would be, if you know anyone at all that can gain that 1% from this, you really need to be speaking to them about it.
If you know anyone who is a comedian, we're still looking
I'm quite funny.
And I get it. But someone who wants to try it out in front of a crowd.
Okay.
and test themselves, or want to donate a bit of their time to make some people laugh, or a gig, maybe, I don't even singing, I don't care. Well, they should contact us and be part of that journey. I think it's going to be a great journey for themselves. You know, this is a funny thing. When I was 27, my brother had leukemia. And up until then, I was working like an idiot, and I thought that, you know, chasing money would give you the meaning to life.
Yeah.
When I found out I was the donor, I had to fly back to Belgium and give him marrow. My life totally changed. The perception of life actually changed because of a donation, of that act. And I think it's silly, but the beauty of that is that it can be done without having to give blood. If you know someone who's in search of that inspiration, no matter what avenues they come from, and you spread that word, and they are on Zoom watching that, or they are in the room experiencing the energy of it, your life will change.
Absolutely.
The way you think about life will change.
Absolutely. Amazing. So if you know anyone, ladies and gents, like Thomas just said, send them down. You might be just that person that helps that person to realise what is out there for them. Mate, anything else you want to add?
No, that's it, man. It's been good talk.
Awesome. Mate,
Thanks.
looking forward to it. 15th of June, Hornsby RSL, either in person or via Zoom. Jump on now, grab your tickets, stop into your Wisebury office, jump onto the website. Ladies and gents, we hope to see you then.
And also, just to finish, I apologize in advance if you do and there's no more tickets.
Absolutely.
Because we only have a limited number. And so I'd love to meet with you, but you can still watch it on Zoom.
Awesome.
Okay? Thanks very much, man.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.